So guys, fold your pattern into two. We want to cut the front pattern, okay? So come down from your shoulder to waist and from your shoulder to hip line. From my shoulder to waist is 15 inch, from my shoulder to hip is 23 inch. Okay, so after marking, I'll rule out a straight line just like this. So from your waist, you can measure down to 8 to 9 inch. 9 inch if you are tall, but if you are on average height, you mark 8 inch. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to mark half of my shoulder measurement. Remember, this is a cut together. Okay, so after marking my shoulder measurement, I will also add like 5 inch for the sleeve length. All right, you can make your 6 or 7, it depends on what you want. And for the ruched effect, I will add 5 to 6 inch, but what I have here is 2 inch left, so I'll just leave it like that. But if you're cutting on your actual fabric, you should add 5 to 6 inch. Okay, also come down by 1 inch for shoulder loop, then mark your neck width. The next thing I want to do is to connect from the neck width to my shoulder loop, just like this. And after that, I'll come down by my armhole depth. My normal armhole depth is 7.5 inch. Okay, so after marking that, I'll rule a straight line a little, just like this. The next thing I want to do now is to come down by the neck depth, which is 3 inch. You can make yours 4 or 3.5. Okay, so I'll rule out a round neckline and I will impute quarter of my bust measurement and 2 inch for seam allowance. At the waistline, I'll add quarter of the waist measurement plus 2 inch for seam allowance. I'll also go ahead and label so you don't get confused. I have my chest line, waistline and hip line. So at the hip line, I'll mark quarter of the hip measurement plus 2 inch seam allowance. I'll connect from the chest line to the waist, then use my curve rule to connect from the waist to the hip, okay, to give me my hip curve. So I'll just trim out the excess pattern I had left, just like this. Okay, so at this point I noticed the neck width was small, so I had to retake the measurement. What I marked before was 2.5. now I have increased it to 3.5. okay, 3.5 for the neck width and 3 inch for the neck depth, or 4 inch for the neck depth, or 3.5 for the neck depth. It depends on what you want. So I've gone ahead to connect. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little curve at this point, okay, because the dress I'm working with has curve at that point, so I'll have to use my curve rule to add just a little curve, just like you see me did here. All right, so guys, after making this curve, you can see what I have here. The next thing I want to do is to cut it out. After cutting, I'll open the pattern so we can get the asymmetric curve. The down part has a curve, so we are going to get that curve. So I will extend the waistline like this, then I will come down from the waistline by 3 inch, and I will place my ruler like this. I have a short ruler, but if you have the longer one, just use it to connect from this edge to that point where you mark 3 inch. Then after doing that, go ahead and make a curve because it's a kind of curve. Okay, so go ahead and add your curve using your free hand. Once you are done with that, you go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting, guys, this is what I have, as you can see. The next thing I want to do is to cut the back. So for the back, I'll first impute the zip allowance, then I'll place the front pattern like so. Now I will trace the side just like this, and I will make a straight line at the hemline like so. Then I'll also trace the shoulder loop just this way, then I will cut it out. After doing that, I'll also come down by 1.5 inch for the neck depth, then go ahead and connect your round neckline and cut it out. So after cutting, guys, I'll also go ahead and trim out the excess I have on this other side. Okay, then after trimming out the excess, I will use my pin to pin the zipper allowance. Make sure you pin your zip allowance before achieving the curve for the back. Then open it up like so. Place the pattern, place your front pattern right side facing each other or wrong side facing each other. Go ahead and trace the hemline, then cut it out just like a symmetry here. So guys, after cutting guys, you can see what I have. Can you see? I'm working on a gown length of 40 inch. So remember, we came down from the waistline by 3 inch, okay? And the half length is 15, you get? So 15 plus 3 will give me 18 inch. 18, you minus 18 from the 40 inch. What you have left is 22 inch. The 22 inch or whatever inch you have will be used for the gather effect, and for the gather weight you should make use of 3.5 yards to 3 yards. You get? That should be your gather weight. All right, we are going to also eliminate zipper butt from the zip area, but before we do that, we are going to curve the back pattern. You curve it like so, or you can trace it out using the front. Okay, from the shoulder to the waist is 15 inch, so I'll rule out a straight line like so. And from the zipper allowance, I went in by ½ inch, then I will connect like this. Okay, so this will help remove zip boldness. You get? So after you're done with that, go ahead and cut it out. And after cutting guys, this is what I have, as you can see. So the ruched effect or ruffle effect will be pleated like this. All right, but after pleating, ensure you have your measurement for shoulder and your sleeve intact. You get? What I mean is, after pleating, minus your 3.5 inch for neck width, then note your half of shoulder measurement, and also note your sleeve length. If you have it complete, then you are good to go. Okay, so guys, this is how you go about the cutting of this beautiful gown. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.